This is 17 questions with Matt.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
What are your favorite golf socks?
I like Under Armour, and I like Nike, and I like Artengo from Decathlon.
Top 5 golf courses in Thailand.
Nikanti, Thai Country Club, Suwon, Riverdale, Royal Gems Golf City.
Would you recommend an app like Swing Tweaks?
Yes, I would, because they're much cheaper than going for in-person lesson. And if you go for in-person lesson, maybe you don't have many pros around you.
What is your favorite approach distance?
195 with a 6 iron, 160 with a 9 iron, 123 with a 48 degree.
Honestly, how much are you missing Ben's moustache?
I miss Ben, like the sun and the flower miss each other during the winter.
Which underwear do you find the least itchy?
Uniqlo boxer briefs, cotton, 93% cotton, beautiful.
Do I need 2 clubs that go 175 yards, breaking 90, but have different trajectories?
Not really, but you can. You can use one for the T-ball, one for approach shots, but generally you don't want to be hitting many approach shots from over 175 without breaking them up to break 90.
Never make a birdie again or never make a bogey again?
Well, considering I probably only make 2 or 3 birdies around and probably 5 or 6 bogeys around, never make a bogey again. I don't mind making doubles.
When does a puddle become a flood?
When you Jimi Hendrix and you vomit and you pass out, you drown.
What's your carry on your driver and your 7 iron?
Driver 290, 7 iron 183.
How tall are you, Matt?
5'2".
Any plans to come to Ireland?
Of course, always. Which island though?
Putt by feeling, by Bob Rotella, or how far you haul the club in the back.
But
Oh.
you can combine. There's no one way. But putt by feeling with Bob Rotella. If you read any of his books, listen to any of the audibles, you're going to putt better. You can then combine it with Phil Mickelson and see how it fits in. Start with Bob, then to Phil.
Have you ever tried just using one club for pitching? I only
Yes.
use my 48.
Yeah, that's how I learned to chip. I used to chip with a pitching wedge. That's how I started. And I recommend everybody who can't chip, use a 48 degree or pitching wedge or a 52 degree, get it done.
What do you enjoy about golf?
I like the fact that as a poor kid, as someone with not much but a set of clubs and a golf ball, you can beat the ass of CEOs and presidents and anyone you want who has a lot more status than you on the same golf course from the same tee. I used to love going out there as a kid who didn't have that much and just smashing CEOs and being like, I'm 16 and I smashed that guy at golf and he's got infinitely more money.
8 handicap, how do you hit a high trajectory shot with longer clubs?
You don't need to at 8 handicap. You need to get yourself hybrids or fairway woods. You don't need to hit irons. No one ever needs to hit a 4 or 5 iron. Now with hybrids and fairway woods, you don't need to try struggle with your irons to hit high trajectories because even low handicaps struggle with that. So just make it easier.
How do I get shallow?
You want to look at people for how they look on the outside only. Don't look at the character of their person. And just mainly stare at their titties and their ass, then you're pretty shallow.
Why can I not stop chunking the ball?
That one's difficult. Probably you're too steep. You're probably just too steep and coming over the top steep. But if you really want to, stop hitting off mats, go hit off grass and put a towel down behind the ball and try not to hit the towel and hit the ball first. Maybe it will solve your problem.
Yeah.
Well, that shouldn't be on the road.
You have a huge library centered around the same concept. Does fatigue ever set in?
Well, do you ask a priest, if fatigue sets in when he's preaching the good word of the Lord? No, you don't. And that's the same thing with me. I will not stop preaching until I've converted everyone to shooting 5 shots lower than their handicap every time.
Do you have a deadline of when to break 65?
Yes, by the end of this year, 2023, in the year of our Lord Cock and Balls.
Do you play video games?
No, I don't play video games. I once played Tony Hawk skateboarding for a full day as a 15-year-old, and I didn't even get up to go pee, and that was the final day of video games I ever played because I decided I'll never do that again.
Will a Scotty Cameron help me to hole more putts?
Definitely not. You need to get the ball started on the right line, at the right pace, and whether that's a Scotty Cameron, whether it's your shoe, whether it's you rolling the ball, it doesn't actually make a difference. just get that right first before you start spending $400-500 on a putter.
How do I gain more golf buddies?
How do you
Gain more golf buddies.
gain more golf buddies? You mean like get more friends?
To play golf.
That's a weird way of putting it. Maybe you need to reword the way you say things. Like, how do I gain more golf buddies? I think the question is, how do I make more golf friends? And the way you do that is you join a club and you go play regularly. People will get to see you, start inviting you for games, or you invite them for a round, and then you make friends.
What's your swing thought when you're in between clubs and club up?
Take a club lower, club less, and I just hit hard. I don't do the soft swings anymore because they just don't work for me.
Why does the hat immediately take 5 strokes off my game?
I'm not sure why, but there is a science behind it. It's more science than art, but more art than science at times too. I always say follow the science, and I also say follow the art, so that's why I do it.
Speed training for noobs.
No, you don't need speed training. If you're a noob, you need to get good from 1 foot from the hole, 2 foot, 3 foot from the hole. Then you need to get better at chipping. You need to know no double chips. You need to get out of the bunkers first time. You need to have 2 pitching distances that you can rely on. That way you take a pitching wedge and a sand wedge, same half swing, find out what that distance is, use those 2 distances, and on top of that you need to have no more than 2 balls lost per round and no more than 1 3-putt per round. If you can do that, then you can do speed training, but by that time you won't need it.
What are your bucket list courses?
Old Head in Ireland, and some funny links course in Finland. I don't know the name, Hofelofen, something like that.
In the rough, is it better to use an iron or hybrid?
Hybrid. Irons get tangled by the weeds, so you want to use a hybrid or a fairway wood.
Half set of clubs for high handicappers, is it a good idea?
The best idea. I would go even 5 clubs.